This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here today with Jean-Benoît Hery, who is joining us from Champagne Moutard, all the way from Champagne. But right now he is in the Alps doing some recreational skiing. How are you today, sir?
Yes, very good, Jimmy. It's Combloux, exactly.
And
What
we're going to be
yeah.
talking today about this particular wine. This is the Champagne Moutard. This is the Grand Cuvée Brut. And this is available in the Ontario market. But for those people unfamiliar with this house, tell us a little bit about the history of this particular champagne house.
Yes, for sure. So actually, Moutard has quite a big history. So the Moutard family has some roots in the village of Buxeuil, locating in south of the Champagne area, Côte des Bars, since 1642.
Wow,
So
okay.
at the beginning, it was only the grapes growing because at this time, Champagne, the sparkling wine didn't exist. It was only the wine producing and grapes producing. Grapes to produce wine.
Yes.
And the first bottle of champagne has been made in 1927 by the grandfather of François Moutard, Agnès and Véronique, François Diligent, in the 1927.
Well,
So it
okay.
was the first bottle of for the Moutard family of champagne. And from now, so since François, Agnès, and Véronique, so the three bosses of the company, so it's a family company,
Yes.
took the reins of the company. They reach, we do around 800,000 bottles of champagne per year as production. So it means that we are medium size producer. And the main specificity of Champagne Moutard is, of course, the location. We are south of Champagne, so Côte des Bars, and we only produce our champagne with grapes we have from the family vineyard, which is composed of 25 hectares of vineyard in Champagne, from Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Pinot Meunier, but we have also in the vineyard very rare and disappeared grapes varietal like Arban, Petit Meslier,
Yep.
and Pinot Blanc.
Now, why did you choose to keep these particular vineyards in production with these rarer grape varieties?
So it was a family tradition, especially from Lucien Moutard, which is the father of François, which is we passed away in 2007. He wanted to keep this tradition in growing Arban or Petit Meslier or Pinot Blanc, and that's why he kept he has replanted it in 1952. After the war, the two world wars, of course, the vineyard in Champagne was destroyed, and the administration of Champagne encouraged people to replant Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, than Arban or Petit Meslier. So that's why it's like impossible at this time to find Arban, Petit Meslier, but Lucien has decided to replant it. That's why we have the oldest grapes varietal of Arban. It's very unique, very rare. Now everybody in Champagne can replant Arban, but nobody has this old Arban planted in 1952. It makes a big difference. Anyway, so that's why it's just to show you that Moutard has been every time involved in the old grapes varietal like Arban, Petit Meslier, and Pinot Blanc. It is really tradition into the family to grow these varietals, and we do pretty well. So we do 6 cépages, cuvée 6 cépages from 6 different grapes. So the 6 grapes that we have on the vineyard: a pure Arban, a pure Petit Meslier, and we are working in making a pure Pinot Blanc as well. So
very good, very good. Now, you have been working with the house for 14 years. What do you believe the Petit Meslier and Alban bring to the wine?
So Arban, at the beginning, it's more, a curiosity but actually when you taste it,
Yeah.
you really like it because it's good at the end, you know. It's a really great wine because we know how to make it. And like a Grand Cuvée, you know, like you know, Cuvée Prestige, like a very top champagne. So we do it like this, you know. So with natural yeast, barrel aging. We do fermentation as well in barrels. I mean, not the simple barrels, but the big one, foeder.
Yes.
30 liters. So aging on the lees with cork and stoppers. So, you know, we try to make it very high quality champagne for Arban, Petit Meslier, and Cépage as well.
Fantastic. Now, for the wine like this, the Grand Cuvée Brut, what is the breakdown of the varieties usually?
So on this, so of course, now we are working on a traditional grapes varietal. So a Brut Grand Cuvée is 80% of Pinot Noir, 80%, and we put 20% of Chardonnay. So since we change, you have noticed that we have our own bottles. Did you see that it's like a customized bottle?
Yep, I noticed, yeah.
Yeah. The bottle, it's written Champagne Moutard on the back and on the top of the bottle as well. Did you notice it? No.
Yes,
here.
actually on the yes, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. It's actually impressed into the glass around the top. No, I didn't notice that. Okay.
And actually, since we changed the bottle frame at the beginning, Brut Grand Cuvée was a Blanc de Noir, 100% of Pinot Noir.
Right.
And since we changed the bottles, we wanted to refresh a little bit the blend, you know, because to make it a little bit more fresher, and that's why we put a tiny, but 20% of Chardonnay is not huge, but it's enough to keep this freshness, you know, and the goal is to make also Brut Grand Cuvée more premium than it was before.
Fantastic. I'm just looking at it in the glass. You have a wonderful crème on here. Tiny boule, tiny bubbles. It's really quite gorgeous. How long does this sit on its lees for before you release it?
Brut Grand Cuvée usually between 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
So now what you must drink is has been bottled in 2019, and we put so in the Brut Grand Cuvée. So what you are drinking is 2019 main vintage,
Yeah.
and we have 20% of vin de réserve, reserve wine. You know, so old wines blended from the 3 last years, and to make, you know, to have the same quality every year.
It's a very fine and focused example of champagne. It's very clean on the nose and the palate also. I'm not getting too much of the yeast character. It's there in the background, but it's a very fresh and vibrant champagne. Would that be a fair observation?
And yeah, it's definitely the case, because we are our Pinot Noir is from a Quimérigien, on the Quimérigien soil, you know, from which is typical soil from Côte des Bar and in Chablis as well. And the Quimérigien, so it's a clay limestone, very old, you know, from the Jurassic period, 200 million years ago. We have a lot of fossils in the soil, and it brings a lot of freshness and minerality to the wine, actually, and the Pinot Noir shows very well, and that's why what you just described is the main characteristic of the Pinot Noir from Côte des Bar, and especially our area, because in Côte des Bar you have Portlandien, you have Quimérigien.
Yes, yeah.
But where we are in Buxeuil, it's only Quimérigien, Vallée de la Seine. And it shows, you know, very well.
It's very light on the palate. It's definitely one of the finer, more elegant champagnes I've tasted in a little while at this non-vintage level. What do you put that down to? Again, is that the soil and the grapes and the position, the location?
Yes, it's very important. So something that I didn't speak about when I spoke about presentation, so the Moutard vineyard has so 25 hectares. So it's not enough to produce the whole production. So that's why we buy also grapes from other growers, but just around Buxeuil village. So we don't go to. We
Right.
are not going to do 100 kilometers to get the more grapes. So everything from Moutard is very close by Buxeuil. So it seems like it's not single vineyard, but like it's pure Kimmeridgia. So
I
it's
understand.
only
Yes. Yeah.
from Kimmeridgia soil. So that's why we have a nice personality, a nice character, and it makes the difference comparing to any other brand where it will be more classical blend between Côte des Bar, Côte des Blancs, Vallée de la Marne. So Moutard is from the Côte des Bar and from Vallée de la Seine, so in Buxeuil,
I
what we call Barsécané.
I think it's quite unfortunate sometimes that so many people think of champagne as just being something to celebrate with and don't understand the gastronomic possibilities with it. And I think when you have a more delicate, elegant champagne like this, the potential for pairing with food is really quite remarkable. And you've spent 14 years traveling around the world, going to various
Yes.
wine dinners, doing all this stuff. You must be well aware of the potential for fantastic pairing with this particular style of champagne.
Yes. It depends, of course, the where you are in every country, in each the countries. But most of the time, we are lucky enough in Champagne because Champagne goes with everything,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
except maybe some very red meats. But it's still very easy to drink. There is no bad matching. With champagne, everything goes well. Of
Well,
course, when you are eating oysters and that's the best of the best sushis, Asian food, champagne goes. It's one of the best match, but you can drink champagne with cheese, with dessert, with of course appetizer at like aperitif. It's gastronomic wine for everything. But of course, Brut Grand Cuvée is our entry level champagne,
yes, yeah.
more suitable for aperitif. But in the whole range of Moutard, we produce very specific champagne to go well with some specific food and so the true gastronomic champagne.
I understand. You may find this sacrilegious, but I was having a kind of late breakfast and I had a very British, very UK late breakfast of a bacon sandwich. And
Yes.
I was kind of going from the sublime, from the ridiculous to the sublime, going from a bacon sandwich to champagne. But I've always argued that a Brut champagne can pair with so many things. And the transition from, just two slices of toasted bread, some bacon, a little bit of HP sauce, and you may think this is terrible of me to say so, but it works remarkably well with this.
Exactly. No. That you are completely true. And alors, so with this kind of food, I will go more for blanc de noir than blanc de
Right.
blanc.
Yeah.
More rich grapes, like Pinot Noir, with some wooden taste. Or yes, I can guess what you mean, and we have something for you definitely. For
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. I'm going to, I finished my bacon sandwich, but I'm going to continue to enjoy this and have yourself a marvelous Christmas and New Year. And hopefully we'll see you in Ontario at some point in the not too distant future.
Yes, for sure. But normally I'm going to plan to go in Ontario at the beginning of the year. I must, it was planned for me to go last year, but
Yes.
the stock didn't arrive.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to do something else in Canada. But because we have actually a whole distribution in Canada. So we sell Brut Grand Cuvée and other champagne in Vancouver, British Columbia,
Yes.
Alberta, SAQ, Quebec. So the distribution is pretty well done in Canada. But Ontario, of course, is the biggest for the moment in terms of sales.
Excellent. Well, I'll be enjoying the rest of this Grand Cuvée later this evening. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your skiing vacation, your skiing holiday. I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're enjoying yourself.
No. It was a big pleasure to speak to you, and of course to speak about Champagne just before Christmas and end of the year. It makes sense, definitely.
Excellent. All the best from Ontario. Take care. Bye for now.
And I remain, of course, to your disposal for any question, and we will be pleased to visit to welcome you in Champagne or your customers and everybody from Canada.
Marvelous. Thank you very much. To your health.
Okay, cheers, Jamie. Talk to you soon.